Welcome to A Course in Miracles, lesson number 8. I am clinging to the past. This is not lesson, this is beside lesson. I'm clinging to the past sometimes like my cat is clinging to me right now. So, now to the lesson. Lesson number 8. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I agree to that. This idea is, of course, the reason why you see only the past. No one really sees anything. He sees only his thoughts projected outward. The mind's preoccupation with the past is the cause of the misconception about time from which your seeing suffers. Your mind cannot grasp the present, which is the only time there is. It therefore cannot understand time and cannot, in fact, understand anything. I will read the last two sentences again. The text tells me, your mind cannot grasp the present, which is the only time there is. It therefore cannot understand time and cannot, in fact, understand anything. If this takes me to a silent and still place, I'm willing to go there. I'm willing to, yeah, of course. If it sets me free, I go for it. The one wholly true thought one can hold about the past is that it is not there. To think about it at all is therefore to think about illusions. Very few have realized what is actually entailed in picturing the past or in anticipating the future. I read it again. Very few have realized what is actually entailed in picturing the past or in anticipating the future. When my voice goes silent, it's because I can I notice that my voice goes a bit inward when I go into and I bear with me. I will try not to. And this is not, I say this to remind myself all the time that this is not an intellectual training. It's a training. It's not an intellectual training. So I don't have to understand everything I read. this journey is to go ahead with A Course in Miracles. Your mind cannot grasp the present, which is the only time there is. It therefore cannot understand time and cannot, in fact, understand anything. A majority of, I think, the inhabitants on the planet have been to school when we were young. And there we were supposed to understand the lessons. I did not understand sometimes, and it made me feel weak and stupid. And if I get a new job, and I got a few jobs in my life, I'm still working. If I don't understand how to do my job, and that happened, of course, I felt stupid. Not understanding what people talk about in a gathering. Oh, I don't understand what are they talking about. I haven't heard of this, or they are using alien words. I don't understand. You can feel stupid, behind, slow, daft. So that I will put that aside, and this is not about understanding. I heard some teachers, as I love to listen to teachers talking about the text in A Course in Miracles. It's about rewiring, reprogramming our minds. I will go ahead now and read. The only holy, true thought one can hold about the past is that it is not there. To think about it at all is therefore to think about illusions. Very few have realized what is actually entailed in picturing the past or in anticipating the future. The mind is actually blank when it does this, because it is not really thinking about anything. Here comes the purpose of the exercise. I will not haste into that, although I'm very, very curious to know more about this. And no, I use words, and I know there is a limit to words. We all know that. But words is what we have. Partly. We have other ways of getting things to, of course. Otherwise we wouldn't be here, would we? The purpose of the exercises for today is to begin to train your mind to recognize when it's really not. Sorry, why do I put not there? It's not there in the text. The purpose of the exercise for today is to begin to train your mind to recognize when it is not, it was there, a not. When it is not really thinking at all, when it is not. So the lesson for today is to recognize when my mind, to recognize with my mind, to recognize, to train my mind, to train my mind to recognize when. It is a key word. When it is not really thinking at all. While thoughtless ideas preoccupy your mind, the truth is blocked. Yeah. Recognizing that your mind has been merely blank, rather than believing that it is filled with real ideas, is the first step to opening the way to vision. A door is opening here. Recognizing that your mind has been merely blank, rather than believing that it is filled with real ideas, is the first step to opening the way to vision. The exercise for today should be done with eyes closed. This is because you actually cannot see anything, and it is easier to recognize that no matter how vividly you may picture a thought, you are not seeing anything. With as little investment as possible, search your mind for the usual minute or so, merely noting the thoughts you find there. Name each one by the central figure or theme it contains, and pass on to the text, and pass on to the next. I read it again, not to confuse myself. With as little investment as possible, so going ahead. Search your mind for the usual minute or so, merely noting the thoughts you find there. Name each one by the central figure or theme it contains, and pass on to the next. Introduce the practice period by saying, I seem to be thinking about, and then fill in blank. I seem to be thinking about this meeting 2 hours ago when somebody was, in my opinion, going on and on and on, and I was annoyed. Adrenaline started cooking in my body. And when I was on my way home on the commuter today, and then when I think about it now, get a bit, why should I be in these situations at all? Okay, so I use that material. I seem to be thinking about that meeting that never-ending talker. That gives me space to breathe and okay, distance, good. I go ahead. We're in the end of the lesson now. Then name each of your thoughts specifically. For example, I seem to be thinking about a name of person. Okay, and then go on with some. I seem to be thinking about David, about the meeting, and about me being annoyed. So I filled in 3 blanks here. And so on. Concluding at the end of the mind searching period with, but my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. Yes, it is. It happened a couple of hours ago, so it's past. This can be done 4 or 5 times during the day, unless you find it irritates you. Maybe I could only do with 1 or 2, then we will see what the text says. If you find it trying 3 or 4 times is sufficient. You might find it helpful, however, to include your irritation or any emotion that the idea for today may induce in the mind searching itself. Thank you. Period. Do we have any reflections from the cameraman, technical team?
Yeah, it's interesting that this chapter deals with the past again, as the last chapter also did. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I'm just looking at the title for the chapter. Well, that's certainly true for me, as I'm sure anyone. As humans, we are, preoccupied with the past because we want to build something. Or at least that's why I am sometimes thinking about the past. But wouldn't it be great if we could think about the past only about things that happened that we can actually build on, instead of things that hold us back or whatever, the sort of thoughts that we fall into. And so, just guessing again about what the next lessons might be about. Maybe it's how to focus in on certain aspects of the past in a very distant way, or distanced way, where we're not taken in by them. That would be helpful for me anyway, But yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you. And that will be the last words. Thank you. And please like and subscribe and comment. You're more than welcome.